Welcome to the channel. Today we share 5 of the most powerful Stoic tools that will help reduce and dramatically destroy many aspects of depression in life. Depression can be one of the most troublesome and crippling conditions we have in society today, whether they be from imagined things happening around us, happening to us, or the scary and fear-filled contexts we create in our minds of the future that paralyzes us. And our society and internet culture certainly helps to perpetuate this mindset every chance it gets. It can be easy to get discouraged about making money, to give up in trying to find a suitable person for relationship matters, or something as traditional 20 years ago as trying to buy a home. Another important element contributing to depression as of 2020 has been the growing isolationism and lack of communication and interaction with real people in life now. Remote work, separation due to disease, shutting down businesses due to COVID fears, and much more have skyrocketed the growing isolation of people in all walks of life and society currently. These 5 powerful Stoic principles help you fight depression, rapidly reduce and eliminate depression, or by your choice, change that depression into something useful and meaningful to you, such as confidence, resilience, and an unshakable internal mindset. Number 1. Understanding what is within your control. Stoicism teaches us to focus on those things and actions for which we have control over and ignore those things for which we do not. There is no reason to worry and obsess over things you cannot control. And in our lives, typically 90% or more of the things that happen to and around us will fall into this category. Remember, if you cannot control the thing, then no amount of worry or thinking about it will change that. It will only make it worse and you more emotionally and internally drained from the resources you expend on this useless process that will produce results 0% of the time, every time for you. Expending large amounts of time, energy, thoughts, emotions into things you cannot control not only does not change that thing, but it increases the depression levels and helps reinforce the depression cycle internally. Time to break that cycle and accept the hard truth of Stoic understanding. Only about 10% of things in life you can affect and change. It is these things you should focus on and ignore all others you have no control over. Number 2, pressure to succeed is often a social manipulated tool. While there is some normal expectancy to succeed, make more money, and grow into the path of life you feel is important, many times social and internet culture will constantly feed this negative loop of failure, constant setbacks, and never-ending failure to the public. Constantly being subjected to this on a daily or even hourly basis can be overtly disastrous to your internal mood and confidence levels. The more powerful and useful Stoic way to view things comes along and says this instead: all things in life and nature occur in cycles. They all contain ups and downs, and as such, you should expect them at all stages of life and what you are doing. Not only this, but due to this cyclical nature, each phase is temporary and treated as such. So a bad patch while you're working on a project is just that, temporary, and to be treated as such. Nothing more. For as a Stoic now, you know it's just temporary, it's fleeting, and you can expect the cycle to change soon, any time now. This can give you a powerfully Stoic refresh on all the bad and setbacks that seem to happen constantly. If you were to critically evaluate the last few things that happened to you, I'm sure you would find it was a random mixture of good, bad, and everything in the middle. It was not 100% bad or 100% good. Knowing this Stoic understanding now can dramatically lift the burdens internally of worrying about success or of constant failure. You now know that each is temporary, and as such you just ride it out until the next change, which you know will happen sooner or later. And now you don't take the bad sections at all as seriously as most do. You don't take them as end-all be-alls with some finality to them. One of depression's biggest elements that keep people hooked in the depression cycle is the overwhelming and huge amount of value and emotion they place in events or situations. This step helps you shrink those events and teaches you that they are temporary musings and nothing more. So laugh at them, they will be gone soon enough, guaranteed. Number 3, it teaches you how to treat things in life with relative comparison. Many times with depression, ideas, thoughts, assumptions, and mindsets that lock people into patterns and cycles feel as if they are larger than life. They become more important than anything else around us. More emotional, colorful, and vivid than most things we are used to, and they take up enormous amounts of space in our minds and bodies. Stoicism teaches us that there is a natural order to life, a cycle to all things that encompasses both the good and positive, as well as the bad and negative. It also teaches you that since we can only control that which is within us and our brains, we can give them as much or as little emphasis as we choose. What would happen if, instead of going into a deep emotional mental train about something you can't do, instead you chose to focus on things you can control and you're having a positive impact on instead? Where we send the mind, so goes the heart, the body, and the emotions. Stoicism teaches you to look at the relative size of nature and cycles in the universe, and since they are large and automated, our actions, our feelings, and those things that injure and harm us are extremely small and insignificant in comparison. They are temporary. They are cyclical. They can and will only be around for short amounts of time before changing and morphing into other things and experiences. Number 4, Stoicism can destroy cycles of destructive thoughts you have or can't escape from. Yes, sounds intense, but it's true. You see, through Stoicism and mindfulness, you learn to be in the moment, to exist right now in the present and experience it as it's happening. By the very process of doing that, it forces you to ignore all thoughts about the past, about concerns, about the future, or anything else, because all your thoughts, all your attention is focused on being in the moment, on experiencing the present right here, right now. This process destroys internal cycles of negativity and self-limiting beliefs that are hindering you. This is extremely powerful in interrupting and destroying constant cycles of low mood and negativity you may find yourself in as well. Staying the present, as Stoicism teaches us, is a fast and effective way of interrupting those negative thought patterns and refocus those thoughts, those cycles and those internal processes all on the present moment and everything happening right now instead. Number 5, Stoicism teaches you how to reframe and change meaning of internal processes and ideas. Stoicism shows you how interpretation and meaning is fluid, and there are an infinite number of ways to interpret any action, any behavior, any cycle of experiences we find ourselves in. If we pay attention to those meanings we assign to them and determine if they are negative or damaging to us, we can immediately begin to reframe them into more positive, more useful, and more empowering meanings that shift us into dramatically new and powerful ways of understanding. Reframing a negative cycle of depression and practicing this over and over again as a positive and empowering thing for you instead now can deliver incredible benefits, not only in how you interpret actions and events happening every day now, but you train your mind to become stoic and begin looking for good things, positive things, useful things in thought patterns you can use to leverage and succeed with now. We can, by using all 5 tools here, begin to rapidly and powerfully change negative thoughts, depressed mood cycles, and realign them into more useful thoughts, more engaging and uplifting thought patterns, or in some cases, eliminate the negative thought cycles altogether using Stoic process of being in the present and practicing mindfulness regularly in different situations you may find yourself in daily. If you enjoyed the video, click below and subscribe. We love having you here. Until our next Stoic journey, improving your life in all kinds of ways you hadn't even considered yet. Take care, young one.